All right, in Commitment 2024, it is time to get the facts. All election season, we've been fact-checking the claims made by the major presidential candidates from both parties. Joined now by Grace Abels, a fact-checker from our nonpartisan partner, PolitiFact. Grace, thanks for being here in studio with us.
Hi, thanks for having me.
Okay, so today we're going to chat about Ambassador Nikki Haley, a few claims she has made on the trail, some of them repeatedly. We're going to pull up the first one so folks can see it. This is about the economy, which has been a big topic on the campaign trail, Grace. So Nikki Haley says 60% of Americans are living paycheck to paycheck. What did PolitiFact find about this particular claim?
Yeah, so we looked into it, and her claim matches a lot of recent survey reports. Okay. And so one by the Lending Club found in October that 60% of Americans were living paycheck to paycheck. CNBC found 61%. But we fact-checked a similar claim to this before and found that asking people whether they're living paycheck to paycheck isn't always the most sort of reliable measurement of sort of how the economy is doing, because it doesn't really have a precise definition. People might answer it in a different way. People with making all different amounts of money might say, I'm living paycheck to paycheck. So it's not necessarily a great, there was a survey in December of 2021 that where 42% of people making over $100,000 said they were living paycheck to paycheck. So it's sort of an imprecise economic measurement, but her number does match recent reports.
It matches some sort, but at the end of the day, it may not be an important economic indicator, and certainly not one with a universal definition.
Yes, that's certainly the case.
Okay.
Yeah.
And then there's another claim that she's made recently on the campaign trail. If we can pull this one up as well, when it comes to election night specifically. She said this: there's no state that should not have our election results on election night. Going on to say, so we've got to make sure that every state starts to do that. Okay, when it comes to this, what did PolitiFact find?
Well, it would be really hard, to say the least, to have all of the states have our results on election night. So when it's election night, we're all watching TV. When they call an election, those aren't official election results. That's saying we have enough data, the projections are good enough that we can say this person's likely the winner. But the actual certified election results don't come in often, most of the time, till days later. Federal law actually allows over a month to get those certified results in. And so there's a lot of reasons why it takes longer. Sometimes there are ballots that need to be validated, absentee ballots. Some states you can count them as soon as, or at least prepare them to be counted as soon as they come in. Other people you have to wait until election day to open them up, which can delay stuff. And certain states, as long as it's postmarked on election day, they can still be counted. So some ballots might be coming in a few days after that are postmarked that they still need to count.
So this notion that all of a sudden every state's going to have all the ballots counted on election night, that's not happening.
Doesn't seem to be realistic, no.
But there's no indication, just because the ballots are counted days later, that there's anything wrong with that.
No.
Okay. Grace, we really appreciate being here in studio. Thanks so much.
Thanks for having me.